called D. Paul is a plumber, has a piece of PVC that measures 10 3/8 feet long. He needs a piece of pipe that measures 5 7/16 long. How much does he need to cut off? Once again, subtracting mixed numbers. This one has some larger numbers because we have 16ths. So this might test your adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing skills, which is another example of when those skills aren't at par, you're going to find grade 7, grade 8 math difficult because the basic skills aren't there to help you through. So here we go. Let's see if we can solve this one. Step 1, convert the mixed numbers to improper fractions. So 10 3/8. 10 3/8 becomes 8 times 10 is 80, plus 3 gives us 83/8. So all we've done is convert that from a mixed number to an improper fraction. Next, 5 7/16. Here we're going to start to hit some harder math. 5 times 16. I would partition that in my head. I'd take that 16 and I'd turn that into 10 and 6. 5 times 10 is 50. 5 times 6 is 30. So really quickly I can get to 80 in my head. 80 plus 7 is 87/16. Clean that up. Step 1 is done. I need to find out what the lowest common multiple of 8 and 16 is so I can find my lowest common denominator. Well, I've been taught by Mr. Johnson to check and see if the lower denominator fits into or goes in evenly to the other denominator. And yes, 8 does go into 16. So I'm just going to rename these fractions both as 16ths. I like that because this one's done already. I'm going to rename this as a 16th. So just in my head, I know I had to multiply that by 2 to get there, so I'm going to have to multiply this by 2. 83 times 2. Well, 8 times 2 is 16. So 80 times 2 is 160, plus the 3 times 2. Right? We get to 166. See what I meant about having some larger numbers? So now our problem is 166 sixteenths minus 87 sixteenths. This is just a pure and simple subtraction now. 166 minus 87. You can solve that different ways. You can count up to 90 and then add 70 to get to 160 and then add 6 more and you're going to get to 79. Or you can do it the old-fashioned borrowing method. 6 minus 7 can't happen without some help from the neighbor. Cross that out, make that 5. This becomes 16. There's our 9. Now 5, you can't take 8 out of 5. We're going to borrow from the neighbor. That becomes a 0. This is now 15. 15 minus 8 is 7. 79. Double check our answer. Okay. 79 is close to 80. Very close. 80 plus 87 would be 167. So 79 plus 87 would be 166, and that's what we're looking for. So now we're left with 79 sixteenths. Let's clean up some of our work. You could always go back and pause it if you wanted to look at that again. 79 sixteenths. Now that's a super big improper fraction. You got to ask yourself, how many times is 16 going to fit into 79? You could do that by counting by 16ths. It's not something that we normally do very often. Let me see, is that 64? I hope so. And then we've got 16, 32, 48, 64, 80. I made a mistake there somewhere, didn't I? So how many times is it going to go in? 4 times? Where did I make my mistake?
No, it goes the right answer is 5 and 7. Yeah, it'd be 5.
So why do we want that? Where did I go wrong?
I don't know.
Because it's not going to go in 5 times.
Yeah, and 83 times 2, I got 163.
83 times 2 is 166. Minus 87, we got 79. I might have given out some, no, some of those I marked right. Maybe they were wrong after all.
Hey, I got 79 16, and you said it wasn't lowest term.
And that's right, it's not lowest term. So right now we find out, this is good, we find out that 16 goes into 79. How many times?
Are you recording?
Yeah, I'm still recording.
How much so, Brian?
4 times, right?
5.
So then we're going to get 4 whole numbers. It goes into 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. But then we get to 64. And we get left with 15 sixteenths. So our answer becomes 4 and 15 sixteenths. So we were actually wrong there when I was running around marking those. And here's what we're going to do to double check. We haven't done this before, but when you want to double check, we can take we can take this answer and we can add it to that answer, and we should end up back here. So we have 4 and 15 sixteenths, and we add it to 5 and 7 sixteenths. Let me see if I can remember those. Go to a new page.
What's that? Oh.
We're going to get 9 and 22 sixteenths. Well, 22 sixteenths is equal to 1 and 6 sixteenths, which is not in lowest terms, is it? Which is equal to 1 and 3 eighths. Put that together with this 9, and we're going to get 9 and plus 1 and 3 eighths. 10 and 3 eighths, which, if you remember, back where we started. So there you go. The right answer to this problem was 4 and 15 sixteenths.
What's that?